Last August, Google released an image model inside Gemini that went so viral they had to limit its access because their servers couldn't handle the traffic. That was the first Nano Banana model, and now Google just dropped Nano Banana 2 on a completely new foundation, giving it capabilities no other image generator has even figured out yet. For everything I'm about to show you, I'm using a platform called OpenArt. They gave us early access to Nano Banana 2, so it's already fully running on their site, and I left a link in the description below if you want to follow along. So I'm going to head over to OpenArt, hover over the image option, click create image, and from the model selector at the bottom, I'll choose Nano Banana 2. Right next to that, there's an output button where I can set the resolution anywhere from 1K to 4K and pick the aspect ratio. I'm going to paste in a prompt to generate a watercolor painting of a specific location, and the only reference I'm giving it is just a set of coordinates. I'll set this to 4 to 3 since it's a painting style image and click generate. And look at what it gave me. It figured out that those coordinates point to one of the most famous cathedrals in the world, rendered it in watercolor, got the spires right, got the architectural details accurate, and it even included the construction cranes that are still on the building right now, which means it pulled live reference images before it started generating. The reason this works is because Nano Banana 2 can actually search the internet while it's generating your image. Every other model, Seedream, Flux, Midjourney, they all work from memory. They take your prompt, compare it to training data, and fill in the gaps, which is why anything too specific always comes back looking like a rough impression instead of the real thing. The Nano Banana models have had web search before, and the Pro version could already look things up. But Nano Banana 2 takes it far enough to turn raw coordinates into an actual image without any other context. And that changes how you work because you stop hunting for reference images to upload and just describe what you want. Live internet access becomes even more powerful when you combine it with the other major upgrade, which is its highly accurate and improved text rendering. Up until now, text has been the single biggest giveaway that an image was made with AI. You generate something that looked great, and then the text on a sign or a label would come back garbled, misspelled, or just completely unreadable, and the whole thing would fall apart. Nano Banana 2 hits about 94% accuracy on text rendering, which sounds just like an exaggerated number until you see what that actually means in practice. I'm going to create a vintage film noir movie poster with a title, tagline, cast credits along the bottom, and a release date. I'll type a vintage film noir movie poster for a fictional thriller called The Last Informant. Dark moody lighting, a silhouetted figure standing under a street lamp in the rain. The title, The Last Informant, in bold distressed serif font at the top. The tagline, every secret has a price below it. Fictional cast credits along the bottom in small text, and the release date, coming fall 2025 in the bottom right corner. Cinematic grain, 4K quality. That's 4 separate text elements at 4 different sizes, which is exactly the kind of layout that breaks every other model. I'll set this to 4K at 16:9 and hit generate, and every single word came back correct. The title is clean, the tagline is readable, the credits along the bottom are legible, and even the release date in the corner is accurate. Right now, even top models like Seedream and Flux still can't do this consistently at this level of detail on the first try. But I want to push this further, because posters are one thing. Let me try something with even more text density. I'll type an elegant restaurant menu card for a fictional Italian restaurant called Trattoria Luma, cream-colored card with a dark burgundy border. Header reads Trattoria Luma in script font. 4 menu items listed with descriptions and prices. Burrata e prosciutto $18, risotto al tartufo $32, branzino al limone $28, tiramisu classico $14. Footer at the bottom reads 142 West Elm Street, New York, NY. Warm candlelit ambiance in the background, shallow depth of field. And here's the result. Every item name is correct, every price is right, and the address at the bottom is fully readable. This is the kind of output that you could print and put on a table, and that was not possible with any image generator 6 months ago. If you create any kind of branded content, product mockups, or marketing materials, this is the upgrade that makes AI image generation actually usable for professional work, because the text was always the thing that gave it away, and that problem is basically gone now. I'm going to hold on to that film poster, because Nano Banana 2 can do something with it that no other generator has even attempted. So right now, if you need the same marketing asset in multiple languages, the standard workflow is to send the design file to a translator, get the text back, hand it to a designer who manually rebuilds the layout in the new language, and then go through rounds of review to make sure nothing shifted. For a single image in one additional language, that process can take a full day. I'm going to upload that film poster as a reference and translate all the text in this poster into Japanese. Keep everything else identical, only the text changes. And here's what comes back. The title, the tagline, the credits, all translate into Japanese, and the rest of the image is completely untouched. Nano Banana 2 just did in 4 seconds what would normally take a designer hours to rebuild build manually, and you could run the same poster through again for Spanish, French, Arabic, whatever market you need, and each version comes back visually identical with only the text swapped. But translation is just one way to use this. I want to see if it can edit specific text inside an image while keeping everything else intact. I'll upload the same poster again, and this time I'll write, change the title to Midnight Protocol, change the tagline to Trust No One, and update the release date to summer 2026. Keep the same layout, fonts, and visual style. And the title, tagline, and date all updated exactly as I asked. What this means in practice is, you generate one strong image and then spin out dozens of variations for multiple campaigns, names, and markets without starting from scratch every time. And if you don't want to write out every detail yourself, OpenArt has an enhanced prompt button at the bottom left of the prompt box that expands whatever you type into a more detailed prompt, which is a nice shortcut for this kind of iterative work. Now, perfect text and live internet access are both huge upgrades, but there is one problem that has been frustrating people even longer than either of those, and that is keeping a character looking exactly the same across multiple images, and Nano Banana 2 finally solved it. Character consistency has been the single biggest pain point in AI image generation since these tools first launched. You create a character, try to generate a second image with the same person, and suddenly the face is different, the clothes change, and the whole thing falls apart. The original Nano Banana started drifting after just 1 or 2 scene changes, and even bigger models like Flux and Seedream, and even Midjourney's style reference system still struggle to lock a character's identity across a full sequence. The face might hold, but the outfit changes, or the hair color shifts slightly, or the overall vibe just doesn't match. Nano Banana 2 can keep up to 5 characters and 14 objects consistent across an entire workflow. So I'm going to create a character and then drop her into 3 completely different environments to see if anything drifts. I'll type a young woman with short red hair and freckles, wearing a dark green leather jacket and silver earrings. Neutral studio background, looking directly at the camera. I'll set this to 4K at 1:1 since it's a reference shot, and generate. And here's our character. Now I'll upload her as a reference. For the first scene, I'll type, place this character on a motorcycle parked at the edge of a coastal highway at golden hour. Helmet resting on the handlebars. Ocean in the background, wind in her hair. And the face is the same, the freckles are there, the jacket matches. One scene is easy though. The real test is whether it holds when you push it into environments that have completely different lighting, different colors, and different energy. For the second scene, I'll type, place this character in a crowded night market in Bangkok. String lights overhead, steam rising from food stalls. She's laughing while holding a skewer of street food. And for the third, I'll type, place this character sitting cross-legged on the floor of his sunlit artist studio. Paint-stained apron over her jacket, half-finished canvas on an easel beside her, natural light streaming through a large window. And here are all 3 results side by side. Her red hair, freckles, green jacket, and silver earrings stayed perfectly consistent across every single scene. The face structure held strong, and the only things that shifted were the environment, lighting, and pose, exactly like they are supposed to. This is the upgrade that makes it possible to actually build a visual story or a campaign where your character stays your character from the first frame to the last. And if you combine that with the 4K resolution and aspect ratios like 3:2 for landscape banners and 2:3 for vertical content, you can produce a full set of consistent assets from a single reference image. And the best part about all of this is that every single image you just saw was generated in 4 to 6 seconds at roughly half the cost of the Pro model. So if you want to try it yourself, go ahead and sign up to OpenArt using the link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.